Hey, if you're a remodeling contractor and you're not showing up on the Google Maps when someone searches remodeler near me, you're basically invisible. Meanwhile, the guy down the street, he doesn't have anything listed, but he's getting all the calls and you're wondering why. Well, it's not a marketing issue. It's more of a setup issue, and that's kind of why I put this video together. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. A few different things here, okay? You know, if you're invisible on Google, it might have to do with just how you got it set up. Because most Google business tutorials, they just assume that you have a showroom, they assume that you have maybe an office or maybe a storefront, and most in the remodeling niche don't. So you're working out of your truck or your garage or your home office. And when Google asks for things like storefront signage and business locations, it just creates too much confusion. I know, I've been there. I work from my home office as well. So I spent a lot of time looking through the different forums out there, a few Reddit threads, and the same three problems seemed to be showing up. There was a problem, and it created some frustration as far as getting verified on Google. There was also a few issues around what constitutes the service area, and then when you got the suspension, it was difficult to determine why it was you got the suspension because Google doesn't do a very good job of explaining that. So when someone, a homeowner, a client needs a remodel, they're going to Google it. And the top 3 results are going to show up in this map pack right here. And these map pack businesses typically will get a majority of the clicks. But what most contractors aren't realizing is that the Google business profile is completely free to set up. So this is your biggest advertising front that's out there. So you're going to have to be spending thousands of dollars to get listed right up here. This is all free, and there's a few tricks of the trade that you could use to get going in that direction. But the number one mistake that remodelers are making, according to Reddit forums and what I've seen as well, is that they're listing themselves incorrectly. They're choosing to put their category as general contractor. But, when a contractor, or when someone searches, Google remodel near me, Google is going to show the remodeling contractor businesses first. And so having that listed correctly is going to be a big step in the right direction. Quick little fix here. This is actually one of the fastest wins that you're going to make today. So go into your Google business account. Go into edit profile. Go over to business information. All right. Down here. And then change that category to remodeling contractors in this case, or whatever your niche is. Make sure it's specific to what you're doing, and think of it from the end game results of like the homeowner searching for your particular need. That's what you need to have. Another problem is in the area of what is exactly the area that you're doing business in, because if you don't have a storefront, Google actually has a specific setup for this service. And I know what's confusing in here, because when you put it in as a service area business, you put your home address in, and you're thinking to yourself, because I was thinking it, is like, I don't want people showing up at my doorstep wanting estimates for a home remodeling bid, so you don't want to put your address down. And you're like, how do I get that business service area correct? What you don't think about is that is actually going to stay, private. Google still uses that information, but it's more for proximity ranking than it is for anything else. As far as that video that they want you to submit and put together, here's a nice little process to go through. What they actually just want to see is proof that the business is real. So before you hit record on that video, make sure you got all your tools together, your equipment together, especially anything that's branded with your business name, any paperwork, maybe an invoice, and even a simple like magnetic truck sticker. Having that on hand and showing that in the video is going to go, a long ways. As far as the service area strategy, the contractors are actually kind of making, the assumption that if they get the greater area, it's going to equal more leads, but in reality, it kind of spreads your authority a little bit too thin, and it doesn't work in your advantage to do that inside of the Google Business Profile, if that makes sense. Another area is across all platforms, no matter where your business is listed at. Make sure that it's consistent. So NAP is name, address, and phone number. So if the business name, the business address, and the phone number are correct across all platforms online, your chances of getting verified are going to increase significantly. Tricks of the trade here, okay? Once we do get that Google profile up, we're going to want to update it with what you're doing. Before after pictures are the number one thing that comes to mind, but you're going to want to show proof that you're doing work. Every remodel that you complete is going to be free marketing. Whether it's a big remodel or a small remodel, it doesn't matter. Put it up there. These before after photos, they're gold in the eyes of Google. And everyone knows that reviews are going to matter, but what most contractors don't realize is that your response also helps your search engine optimization. A lot of these responses can be automated. I'm going to do a video in the future here about that, but make sure you're engaging with your clients on there, whether it's a negative review or a positive one. And again, stay tuned for more videos on this. But as far as like getting you up and going with a Google Business Profile, know this: if you do these 6 things, you're going to be on top of your game. All right. Make sure you fix your category. Make sure the service area is set up correctly. That NAP consistency on all platforms. Upload your photos, before and after pics. They're gold. Respond. You have got to respond to your reviews. It can't sit out there for more than a couple of days without having some kind of response to it. It's going to help your ranking. And make sure you're posting updates. And speaking of posting updates, this was specifically targeting, home remodelers for this example, but regardless, if you're a home service professional in any of these categories, remodeler, plumbing, HVAC, roofing, landscaping's coming into tune as the weather warms up around here, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit like, because next week I'm going to break down how to run meta ads that actually book jobs instead of burning through your budget. So I want you to be here for that. Hope this helped. We'll see you in the next video.